Burkina Faso, a landlocked country in West Africa, has long been a nation of resilience. Born into this environment of challenges and hope was Ibrahim Traoré, a man who would later rise to become one of the youngest presidents in the world. His story is not one of privilege or inheritance, but of determination, discipline, and a profound love for his country. Ibrahim Traoré was born in 1998 in the modest town of Bondakwi, situated in the Bouclé du Mohoun region of Burkina Faso. His family background was simple, grounded in the values that define much of rural Africa: respect for elders, a strong work ethic, and the spirit of community. From an early age, Ibrahim stood out among his peers. Teachers and neighbors often described him as a boy who was both curious and determined. He was not the loudest child, but his quiet confidence set him apart. Whenever a challenge arose, whether in school or at play, he would not back down easily. Growing up in Bondakwi meant facing the realities of limited resources. Electricity was not always constant, opportunities were few, and many families struggled to make ends meet. Yet these challenges shaped young Ibrahim into a disciplined boy. He learned that to achieve anything worthwhile, one had to be persistent. Ibrahim's academic journey began in the local primary school of Bondakwi. He quickly developed a reputation as a serious student, particularly excelling in mathematics and science. These subjects required patience and logic, qualities that Ibrahim possessed naturally. In secondary school, he became even more disciplined. Friends recall that while many of his classmates were distracted by the challenges of adolescence, Ibrahim maintained a steady focus on his studies. He was not just a student, he was a leader among his peers, often helping classmates understand difficult lessons. But beyond academics, there was another passion slowly taking root in him: a deep admiration for the Burkinabe armed forces. Burkina Faso, like many African nations, faced security challenges, and soldiers were regarded as protectors of the nation. For young Ibrahim, the sight of uniformed men serving with discipline and courage left a lasting impression. After completing his secondary education, Traoré secured admission to the University of Ouagadougou, where he chose to study geology. His decision reflected both his strong academic background in the sciences and the practical prospects of the field. But even as he pursued geology, the call of the military never left him. While some of his classmates dreamed of careers in mining companies or government offices, Ibrahim's ambitions were different. His heart leaned toward the discipline of the armed forces, where he felt he could make the greatest impact. At the university, he was not only a diligent student but also an active member of student associations. His leadership skills continued to shine. Friends describe him as someone who always put the collective good above personal gain. Eventually, his decision was made: he would serve his nation through the army. He joined the Burkina Faso Armed Forces, leaving behind what could have been a comfortable civilian career. Life in the army was not easy. The training was rigorous, demanding both physical endurance and mental strength. But Ibrahim thrived. He quickly earned the respect of his superiors for his discipline, courage, and sharp thinking. He underwent specialized training, including international programs that allowed him to interact with soldiers from other countries. This broadened his understanding of military strategy and strengthened his resolve to serve Burkina Faso with distinction. As he rose through the ranks, he participated in key operations against extremist groups that plagued Burkina Faso and its neighbors. The Sahel region had become a hotspot for terrorist activities, and the Burkinabe army was often on the front lines. Traoré distinguished himself in combat zones, showing not just bravery but also the ability to lead under pressure. By his early 30s, he had earned the rank of captain. For many soldiers, such an achievement was the peak of their career. But for Ibrahim, it was just the beginning. Burkina Faso in the 2020s was a nation in crisis. Terrorist attacks had displaced thousands, the economy was struggling, and political instability grew. In January 2022, Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Damiba seized power through a coup, promising to restore order. But within months, many, including soldiers on the ground, were frustrated. Attacks continued, and confidence in Damiba's leadership collapsed. Among the dissatisfied officers was Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Traoré and his comrades believed that decisive action was needed to save Burkina Faso. On September 30, 2022, a group of young officers, with Traoré at the forefront, staged another coup. The streets of Ouagadougou filled with soldiers and armored vehicles. By evening, it was clear that Damiba had been ousted. To the surprise of many, the new leader was not a general or an old political figure, but a 34-year-old captain, Ibrahim Traoré. His calm but firm demeanor during his first address to the nation shocked the world. On October 2, 2022, Traoré was officially declared president of Burkina Faso, making him the youngest head of state in the world at the time. For some, his youth was a weakness; for others, it was a symbol of renewal and courage. He promised to prioritize the fight against terrorism, restore security, and uphold the sovereignty of Burkina Faso. His message echoed the revolutionary spirit of Thomas Sankara, and many Burkinabe, weary of broken promises, placed their hopes in him. Though still early in his presidency, Ibrahim Traoré has already marked himself as a symbol of youthful leadership and national pride. His journey, from a modest childhood in Bondakwi, through the classrooms of Ouagadougou, to the battlefields of the Sahel, and finally to the presidency, illustrates the power of resilience, courage, and vision. His early life shaped him into a disciplined leader. His military career hardened him into a fighter for his people. And his rise to power revealed his willingness to take risks for the future of his nation. The story of Ibrahim Traoré is not yet finished. But one thing is clear: his path from a young boy in rural Burkina Faso to the presidency is a testament to the fact that leadership is not inherited, it is earned through service, sacrifice, and an unshakable belief in one's country.